like the video we just watched about talking about creating a legacy and inheritance. Okay, cool. So the next couple exciting things is we gotta get geared up for Panama. All of you need a passport in order to go. If you don't have a passport, they might let you out, but they will definitely not let you back in. So everyone get a passport. All right, I'm gonna switch over to my screen here so I can draw for you. All right, here we go. Panama. Panama. Okay, let me switch. Are there any Panamanians on the line? I know we got a lot of people from a lot of different countries. I think we got almost like 45 countries represented in Renatus now. Anyone from Panama? Panama? Oh, there we go. Bum, 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 bum. Michael White says he was raised by a Panamanian. Perfect. It's close enough. All right, we got some Panama on the line. Remember, if you want to be accurate, if I understand correctly, there's an accent over the last day, so we would all say Panama. Hey, we're going to Panama. Let's not say we're going to Panama. That's not how it's said. Anyway, what you need to be either 5-star qualified or 1-star qualified with 5 IMAs. To be active, this 2019 active IMAs. That's how you will get to the Leaders Retreat. Now remember, it is in August, and it is the 9th through the 13th. So this is a big opportunity for a couple reasons. So stick with me here. One is you need to create your own new reputation. Okay, you got to build yourself up a new reputation. So by going to the Leaders Retreat in the community, you'll be building up a reputation as a leader because you'll be in attendance. So you're going to build a reputation in your community by attending. Then you will also be able to do some lifestyle advertising and the attraction Facebook ads, or not ads, but marketing, attraction marketing. Okay, now remember, when we do make our posts about Panama while we're there, at least one time we'll need to put in some sort of, it doesn't need to sound like a disclosure, but it needs to disclose the fact that this is not typical, right? So you can say, man, I love it. You know, I go above and beyond when I work. You know, I'm not typical when it comes to building my business. So I'm not typical in what my business produces. And guess what? This summer, I'm taking my family to Panama. Right? You could totally put something in there. And guess what? You slipped in that disclaimer of this is not typical. It's just, it's another huge opportunity to get more attraction, get more eyeballs out on you. Right? So that would be just the general public, and your friends and family are now starting to understand, wait a minute, they're not just talking about real estate, but they're actually, something's being produced because they're now going on a cool trip. Okay. And most important, I think, is your team, okay? And duplication, what we want to duplicate. So you might be the only person on your team this year. But each year, what I've done, when I went to Leaders Retreat, the first year, I had one team member. And I said, all right, next year I'm going to double that. And next year I ended up with like 5 team members. And then I was like, no, I got to get more. So the next year I had like 15 team members. And the next year I had like 45 team members. Okay, now if you go to Leaders Retreat, then it gives you the ability to encourage the people to go next year, the people that are on your team. If they're like, oh, I don't know. You say, I went, you should go too. And you can give that perspective of what it was like to attend, to be around the leaders, to be around the CEO, to do the extra special stuff, to take on that special leader-only training that we do down there. When you give that new perspective, then more people on your team will want to go. And if more people on your team go to the leaders retreat, they transform into leaders. When they come back to the market, they're going to grow bigger organizations that you override, and it's just going to self-perpetuate into more and more success. So build your reputation, create an opportunity to do your attraction marketing, and then you're going to build your team and duplicate, because if you're the only one this year, you're going to change that for next year. And it's coming up. I'm looking at my calendar right now. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and a half weeks. Can you believe that? It's basically, and I'm going early. And I know a lot of you are going early to see Mitch and Maylee's wedding too. But we basically got 13 weeks. Not that far away. That's only 13 more 4 Pillars meetings, right? That's only 13 more follow-ups. It's not that much. That's only 3 more Super Saturdays in your area, okay? So don't be fooled thinking, oh, I got plenty of time. You got time. We could definitely make a couple $100,000 in 13 weeks if we do the right stuff. But it takes, just so you guys are clear, it takes about 6 to 7 weeks to get a passport. So all of you need to get your passports, and it's going to be about $150 all the way up to $350 if you want to put a rush on it and get it done in, like, I think they can do it as fast as like 2 weeks. But then you're going to pay, twice as much for it. But anyway, then it's good for 10 years. So if you don't have a passport now, don't you think real estate millionaires should have passports? Right? You got to live into the identity that you're creating. So if you know you're going to be a real estate millionaire for the rest of your life, well, they have passports. So get a passport now, even if you're not a real estate millionaire. These are all steps. They're all steps, baby. Just keep stepping. Okay, so that's how we're going to get to Panama. Now, to be clear, you do have to book your room through the room block. You're not allowed to go around, find a different, TripAdvisor or whatever, and try to find something else to get a better price. You don't get to do that. That's a no-no. If you do that, you don't get included in the extra stuff that Bob put together. Okay, so you come to your business center. Now notice, if you're in your business center and you don't have this button that says Leaders Retreat right here, then that either says 1, you're not 5-star, or 2, you're not 1-star with 5 IMAs. Now, if you are and it's still grayed out, then you need to call corporate immediately. Okay, but if not and it's there, click on it. Now there's a few things that are limited seating, so I want you to pay attention. So when you come in here, please read this. Hey, Friday, August 9th to Tuesday, August 13th. Here are the trip details. Okay. So we've added an option to stay 4, 5, or 6 nights with these costs. Your transfers to and from the airport or from the hotel are included. We've also had the option of adding children. There will be Renatus wristbands to identify everyone, and if you do not have those, you don't get into the room block. Payments are in full at the time of booking. Guest rooms are deluxe or double bedded. Upgrades are available at an additional cost. Registration closes July 1st. Okay, so we basically have 9 weeks to register. Now here's something cool. The Renatus Pack team will be experiencing the Panama Canal on Monday, and so if you want to come with us and we all do this big excursion as a group, I'll show you where to sign up for that. Remember that the airport code is PTY. Okay, however you get there. They did work out some discounts on Delta, American Airlines, and Copa Airlines, which is also a part of Delta, but it goes like there's a Copa line that goes from Denver to Panama direct. It's like 4 hours. It's freaking awesome. So you can get your discounts through here. Okay, this is going to be incredible stuff. So then you just come down here and decide what you're gonna do. I'm gonna go for the 7 nights, and I want a double. So it just changes it a little bit. Okay. Just go right through it. You know, you guys know how to register for something. So then you pick your kid down here. Here's the lodging upgrades, what it includes. If you want to do some upgrades, if not, whatever. You don't need to add it. Okay, if you want to get the ocean view, you can add that for 4 nights. It's $270 a night. It depends on what you want. Now here's the excursions. Okay, they've set up a couple excursions. Looks like they got 5. Here's what we want to make sure you're aware of. Some of these are limited to the amount of people we can take. But I would highly suggest you take this Indian village experience. It is incredible. I went to Panama about 5 years ago and just got so immersed in that culture for a little bit. You should definitely go check it out. But if not, there's also something else on Sunday where you can go visit 3 different cities that were very pivotal moments in history for Latin America. Go check those out. The Gamboa Rainforest Experience. Oh man, it's so hard to decide what to do. But it's your flavor. You want to go climb in some jungle vines, right? Get a little messy with some bugs and stuff, then do that. If you want to go see a bunch of cities and see some history stuff, you go do that. If you want to go try some local food and get into a jungle. All right, now here's what you got to pay attention to. This one is the one where we have limited seating. Is the Panama Canal Partial Transit Monday Pack. It's a 6-hour event. It is limited to the first 100 people. Okay, so we're going to have probably 200 or so people go, but it's limited. We can only have 100 people joining us. Okay, that's going to be awesome. This is an architectural feat beyond measure. You guys got to come and check it out. It's huge. Okay, and then you would put down any other people you're adding to your excursion, your flight details. You set up your account here, and then there's your grand total. Okay, billing just like that. And it looks like what is it? There's another button that'll ask you for who you want to have breakfast with. Okay, so what we're doing is, because this is a leaders retreat, is we have 10 pack members, and the morning of the training, we're going to do a private breakfast, and each pack member is going to be in charge of 8 students. Okay, so basically what's going to happen is we're going to land Friday, and then do a dinner. Okay, please come to the dinner. Bob Snyder pays ridiculous hotel rates for dinners, so please just come to the dinners. Okay, so land Friday, we come to dinner. Then Saturday morning is the training that we have prepared. Now remember, in order to make a tax write-off for an event like this, we have to do business-related stuff. So there is a training that from the CEO is just from him. We're not, no Woody, no Ron Williams, nobody's trying to sell a program or do anything like that. This is brand new stuff you never heard of from the CEO. And that's going to be from 9 until 1. But that morning, Saturday morning, we're doing a bonus thing, okay? So each pack member is going to go to breakfast and we'll do a special training, and it's going to be small. It's going to be 8 people per pack member. Okay, so if you want to go have breakfast with Nancy Rowe, good, go register for that and go have some fun. First 8 people get that. And if you want to go have breakfast with Lisa Leese or with Gary Lawrence or with Vanessa Nunu, whatever it is, you go select it. The first 8 people get breakfast with that pack member, and that is at 7:30 a.m. on Saturday. So we'll spend 90 minutes for breakfast, and then we'll just go right across the hall, and we'll go to the training. Okie dokie. So that's on the Utah calendar. That's what Anna says, because she just signed up for it. She's like, oh yeah, I'm definitely taking advantage of that. So this was just something that Bob Snyder was like, hey, how can we make it better? And a bunch of people said, we'd like to have breakfast with the PAC team. And the PAC team was like, that'll make it better? Okay, let's do it. We're here to make it better. So let's see. Anna says we got to go to the Utah calendar. Okay. Pulling that up. I got to go over to August. Where is it? Oh, yep, there it is. Would you look at that? So if you go to your business center, here I am in my business center. All right, welcome, Michael Huggins. Calendar events. I switched to the Utah calendar, and then I changed it to August. So right in here is where you, as soon as 8 people are in, that's it. So now's your chance. Now's your time to shine. Good thing you got on this webinar today, and you got your friends on here because they might not have known, missed out. They show up, they go, well, wait a minute, I want breakfast with the PAC member. And we go, oh no, that was closed over a month ago. What are you talking about? And then they go, no one ever told me. Well, now you're being told. So let's say you want to have breakfast with Hugh. So you click on this. For Leaders Retreat attendees only, trade with Hugh Zaretsky. So others can take advantage of this small group training. Please only register for 1 session. And then we will meet in the lobby. Okay, so you just register yourself. Now you can only do this if you're also registered for the Panama trip. Okay, this is just an add-on special bonus so that we can make sure you guys are getting all the experience and hands-on help that we can give you. That's what we want to do for you. Stuff. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, now let me switch back to the iPad and let's talk a little bit about making some money and getting some training going on. Just want to check one thing real quick. Okay, yep, money is still coming in. Okay, I guess I can talk on the topic of making money. Let's do it. New share, back to the iPad. Dude, I'm getting pretty good at hosting a webinar. Okay, now, some of you are brand new and you're going, great, Michael, I would love to go to Panama. That sounds like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, which it is. I don't think we're going to go back to Panama anytime soon. The once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Go with Bob Snyder, PAC team. It's going to be awesome. You got to be there. The only way to be there is to make money. The only way to make money is to add value. Okay? So all of this is just logic. In business is we follow logic. That's one nice thing about business is it, for the most part, it's logical. Every once in a while, something out of logic happens and it's successful, but most of the time, logic creates success in business. So we want to make money. That is our goal. We want all the monies. Not so I could say I'm better than, or to say that I have more than you, is just that in order for my family to eat food, I got to give the grocery store money. So it's for food. Okay, but we want money. Money, 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 money. Okay, how do we get the money? Well, money is only a receipt of value exchanged. Okay, If value was exchanged, then money. No value exchanged, no money. Okay, so we're sticking to logic here. Okay? So we want to go to Panama. We can only go to Panama for 5-star. We're going to go to 5-star if we make money. We don't make money if we add value. Well, how the heck? What is this? What is this value thing? What does that mean? Right now, sometimes people will mistakenly think that because they maybe make $30 an hour, right? They go, oh, I make $30 an hour. And so in their mind, it translates into they think they get paid for time, right? I'm going to put in this time, and you're going to give me $30. Okay, that's their broken thinking. Okay, this equal sign with a line through it means no, it does not equal that. But unfortunately, most employee brains are doing that. And if you have been in Renatus for more than a year and you have not replaced your job's income with this income source, then you are stuck in this mentality too. It doesn't take that long to replace an income with if they're $10,000 checks. So what is holding people back is a misunderstanding of value creation. They think, well, I got my job paid me $30 an hour, $40 an hour. It doesn't matter what the number is. This is the faulty thinking. The faulty thinking is, I put in time, I should get paid. Faulty thinking. So then you bring that thinking to Renatus and you go, well, I've been working for a year. I put in all this time and no money. And then, if you're thinking that, are you vibrating on a high plane or a low plane? If you're thinking, I'm not making any money, are you vibrating in an attractive way or a repelling way? Right? If you think about yourself as a magnet, if you go negative, you repel, you push. It's repulsive. We want to attract, and to magnetize and bring things to us. We got to clean up the thinking. No longer do we think we get paid for time. Let's clean it up. We get paid for value. We get paid for value. Now that, to some people, makes a whole lot of sense, and to other people, it's like, what? Value? But yeah, my time is valuable. I'm putting my time in and I'm making money. But that's not the thinking. And that's why most people stay broke, is because they've never tried to figure out how to do. They just roll their eyes. Oh, whatever, pay for time, pay for value. No, don't think like that. There's a huge difference. Plus, if you think about it, you don't want to be paid for time. Time is limited. Value is unlimited. So let's break that down a little bit more. What does paid for value actually mean? Okay. The simple way that I've found is value translates into convenience, right? Savings. And I guess that kind of comes back to convenience. Convenience, yeah. Saving time, saving money, saving hassle, saving headache, saving stress, right? Solving a problem. All these things. All these things you're all familiar with. You're familiar with, but you don't take it to the point where you demand getting paid for doing these things. You still think it's a time thing, and that's what we got to fix. So now, what is the main problem in America? The main problem in America is that 19 out of 20 people, by the time they are 65 years old, are dead or dead broke. Well, I have nothing to do with their death status. However, them being dead broke, I can help with that. And how do I help? Well, all I do is I just sell them a combo. It's so easy. I mean, it's not easy, but it is, but it isn't, but it is, right? It's all on how you look at it. This is a big problem 19 out of 20 65-year-olds are dependent upon family, friends, church, and government. Right? Dead broke means dependent on family, friends, church, and government. That's a big problem, especially in the land of the free because of the brave. With the most abundant opportunity, how are we still churning out 95% broke people? That is messed up to me. So because it's messed up, the problem already exists. Now we can go create some value. Now, we got to create value with a result, not with just an idea. Let me expand on this. The value, we get paid for value because of a result, not just an idea, okay? Now, the result for us is an idea planted, not an idea shared. I know it sounds weird. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, here's what I mean. An idea planted versus an idea shared. All right, you may have seen this person. This is the average American. Overweight, can't touch their toes. Now, this isn't the average. We're not a student because we're totally different than the average. But I'm saying the average American is fat. Wah, 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 right? The opposite of fit. Okay, so if you get what I'm saying here around this fit fat thing, then when it comes to the value exchange for what we're doing, you will make a boatload more money and be more productive. But pay attention to this. This is what I'm saying. All right, we got a bunch of fat people in America, right? And how do we get fat? Well, we eat more than we need, and we eat things we shouldn't be eating, right? And now we're fat. Now America's fat, right? Over the last 100 years, America got fat. Good for us. Well, now there's a bunch of books and tapes and charts and stats, and there's all these things, right? There's info galore. There's, videos and testimonials and books and research and studies, and all these things have come out with info and evidence that says, hey, if you change these things, you won't be fat anymore, you will be fit. Okay? So think about this. All of this, what does all this have to do? This is all information. This is all info. Okay? Well, as America's fatness has been going up, right? Let's just say 1900 to 2020, America's fatness is like been getting out of control, right? Been doing something like that. Fat people. Well, information about how to lose weight is even crazier. It's like this. Like there is so much more information about how to lose weight than there are fat people. So, what this is saying is information. There is more information out there about how to be fit, yet there's more fat people. So information minus inspiration equals desperation. Right? Now we got people having to chop off limbs and go on lifetime medication simply because they're being fat. Now all that information out there about being fit, them having a better life and changing their life is all been out there for decades and decades with research and research. So what we're saying is information is not enough, right? Information is not enough. If information was enough, we would have way less fat people because we have way more information about how to be fit. So, if you're getting what I'm saying here is information is not the value. Okay? Because there's information out there. It's all out there. How to be fit, it's out there. But information isn't enough for someone to change their life. So that information is not valuable, and things that aren't valuable don't get paid for. Okay? So, the reason I brought up fit and fat is it's something easy to see, and all of you want to be fit anyway, so let's work on it. There's enough information out there on how to be fit. Let's go do it. If you're sufficiently inspired, you will. Now, let's flip the equation. Okay? Information plus inspiration equals transformation. Guess what? Guess what a transformation is? A transformation is incredible value, the most value. Historically speaking, when it comes to money exchanges, transformation is the most valuable thing. Transforming something gets the most money. If you want to transform metal into certain things, now you got cars and sewing needles and computers. That transformation, that's the value. You want to transform material things, you want to transform idea things, you want to transform people. The transformation is the value, okay? Not the information. The information is part of the equation, for sure. And if you just had inspiration with no information, you would just have a happy person that smiles all the time, right? But no transformation, no value. So this value is what we get paid for. That's where the money comes from. Not only do you have to make sure information is in the equation, but you have to inspire that person you're talking to use the information. Okay? So if you think about it now we got all those different programs for people to lose weight, to join, and they're picking up the inspiration along with the information, and now they're getting the new body. Right? Ron Williams is doing that great for our community, but overall in the country, in the world, you see what I'm talking about. Information is not enough, right? Like, how are you staying fat? Like, if you really want a better life and you got this information, you got to try harder, right? Your body is not designed for that. And it's the same thing when it comes down to money. If we got 19 out of 20 people by the time they're 65 being broke, meaning they don't know where their next paycheck's coming from and they have to eat their dog or cat food to stay alive. That's a big ass problem. Come on, we can fix that. Okay? Think about it though. You got 19 out of 20 people suffering. That's just too much. Right? That's just too much. 1 out of 20 is okay, and 19 out of 20 are suffering. The bigger the problem, just like suffering, fat people, that's suffering, right? And so we can get them fit, suffering ends, values created, now we can get money. If you can write a really good book or create a good program about it, good for you. You will help with the information and the inspiration, create transformation, you can get rich. Well, the good news about Renatus is the information is already put together. Woohoo! It's already made. Hallelujah. We don't have to go do research and studies and have decades and decades of experience so we can put info together. The info is already made. That's good news. So the information part of our equation is set, right? Renatus has supplied us with the information, so we're good. But what else do we need for our equation in order to get paid? We need inspiration. So that's where you come in. Inspiration. Inspiration comes in many, many forms. But the easiest one that we can duplicate, that we have the most control over and the best scalability is stories. So if you go back to this fit fat thing, think about it. When people are finally deciding, you know what, I'm going to change my life, I'm going to get fit, it wasn't information that did that for them. It was a story. They got inspired to then use the information to go transform. Okay? So it's a story, it's a story, it's a story. So all we do, we're good at stories, aren't we? We're really good at stories. So we got real estate stories, we got marketing stories, we got success stories, we got all kinds of stories. Facts tell, right? Facts tell, stories sell. So if you sell, then you get paid. It's that simple. Now, getting good at stories. I mean, there's a couple key things to getting good at stories. One is you gotta memorize them. They don't have to be long. I have over 100 stories that I've memorized that are 15 to 30 seconds. They're not long at all, okay? And they're mostly just the coworkers I have in the different offices I go to. Little stories, okay? So keys, memorize a story. Another thing about stories is you have to, it's a skill. You have to get good at storytelling, okay? Just having the information, again, not a story, just information. We want you to develop the skill of telling stories. If you can tell someone a story and get good at telling stories, you'll have friends forever. But if you're just one of those people that just shares information, woohoo for you. It's not good enough, okay? We can get up in front of a room of 100 people and put up all the pie charts about how everyone is screwed on this bad plan of 401k investing and hoping that the government will take care of you. Bad plan, but that's all information. Until we include a story and some inspiration, we don't transform anything, which means you don't get any value, which means you don't make any money. It's all linked back to the skill of storytelling. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Are you hearing what I'm saying? So where do we get good at telling stories? Well, I highly recommend everyone joins Toastmasters. And not just joins Toastmasters, but finishes the 10-step or the 10 speech training that they have. Go to Toastmasters. It's $100 a year. We make a lot of sales out of Toastmasters because there's some bright, shiny people in there that are coachable and open and want new life. So you can go make some money while you're at Toastmasters, sharpening your skills of storytelling so that you can get back there and get out in the marketplace. And then when a new customer clicks on your ad, you supply them with the information because it's already done. Renatus already made it for you. So you supply that info. The key is you got to get your stories out there. Learn how to tell stories in a stronger way. A lot of you guys and gals are in the EMT training right now. So you're organizing your stories more and more. But this is the key. When I sit down with a customer, it doesn't matter who they are. Because I got stories, I can connect. And with the info that I have at Renatus and a couple stories, I can create that transformation. And when they're transformed, that value is so valuable to their life that the money shows up in my life because I created so much value in their life. Okay, we got to get clear on this value exchange. It's not just giving information. It's not enough. I totally recommend Toastmasters everywhere. I think there's 16,000 clubs nationwide. 16,000 clubs. Think you could figure it out? They just moved their headquarters to Denver, in fact, from California. And so they're going to be having the International Toastmasters competition in Denver in August. It's going to be awesome. So I go to a couple Toastmasters. Whenever I have people visit me here in Denver, I try to get them to come to my Toastmasters. Right, I just had Chris and Sandy from the Spokane market. I had them come to Toastmasters with me while they were here. When my mom visits, I bring her to Toastmasters. New prospects that come to Renatus with me, right? Wednesday night, they come to my meeting, and then they're like, hey, well, what are you doing tomorrow morning? I'm like, oh, I'm going to Toastmasters. You want to come with? And I bring my guests to Toastmasters with me. Okay, it's awesome. You got to go to Toastmasters. Find a club. Okay, and you just put in your radius. I'm in Denver. Someone asked about Salt Lake. Salt Lake City. Okay, and you want to do a radius of 100 miles. Okay. Look at all those clubs. There's 46 clubs within 100 miles of Salt Lake City. Okay, then you would just pick in your search options. All right, well, I can only meet on Tuesdays, and I can only meet in the evening. Okay, then it'll tell you, oh, well, Tuesday evening clubs are right there. There's the Broadway, Tax Masters, Crosstalkers, Gateway, Voice of Experience. Look at all these. There's 9 on Tuesday mornings. So you just come in here, pick your area, and then attend and participate, get inspired, and then guess what? I bring the people from my marketing efforts to Toastmasters. And then I bring the people from my Toastmasters club to my marketing meetings. And now everyone is seeing everyone at both of those meetings. Now they just all know each other, and now it's just natural for them to want to be involved in Renatus because now they see their friends from both clubs. You see what I mean, guys? That's the value, is we're connecting people. That's the most value. Okay, cool. So there you go, Sandra. Tyler asks, Michael, what do you like sharing at Toastmasters, for example? Just your story, like when your guests come, or are you always a speaker when you're asked to speak? Yes, always speak when you're asked to speak. I don't just share my story, Tyler. What I'm trying to do is finish the game that it is. The Toastmasters is a game. It's an educational platform. They have this thing called Pathways, right? Pathways learning experience. So you just go through Pathways. Pathways has leadership, coaching, planning, leadership development, motivational strategies. So you're going to learn all these things at Toastmasters. And by giving your speech on effective coaching, or by giving your speech on whatever strategic relationships, they're going to learn more about you. And you put your story in there about how you're a real estate investor, and you join this club, and you're transforming your life, and now you're part of Toastmasters, and you weave it into your story, but they have different assignments and objectives for you to finish, and then they can give you little pins along the way saying, congrats, you finished this, you finished that. It's really cool. So, I got my account all set up, and just going through my pathways, and I'm becoming a better speaker because of it. And then people see me transform, and they go, man, how are you so good at this? And I go, you know what? I'm actually doing this thing next week at my office. Why don't you come with? And the thing next week is just a regular old 4 pillars at my office, like we do every Wednesday, right? So it doesn't take that much money to be a part of Toastmasters. I think it's $100 a year, $50 for a 6-month membership. And now you got a room full of qualified, quality people to then invite to your other things. And remember, it's information plus inspiration equals transformation. And the transformation is what is the value. So now, because of the transitive properties of math, what we can then deduce is if you are not receiving money, right? If you are not getting value, then what that's saying is, we just reverse the order. If you are not receiving money, right? You're not making money, then what that's saying is you are not creating value. And if you're not creating value, right, if this is a not, you're not receiving money, then that means you're not creating value. Not money, which means that's not valuable, which then means it's not transforming anybody or anything. There's no transformation, which means it's not inspirational or informative. But we know we got the information down because Renatus made it for us. It's the inspiration that we are really getting. If we create that inspiration, we get a transformation, we get money, we get value. But if you're not, think about it. If you've been around for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, holy crap, some of you. I'm just amazed. If you're not making money, but you're giving them information, right? You're like, oh, I'm giving my customer the webinar. I'm getting them to the meeting. They're getting the information, but I'm not making any money. You're not making any money because there's no transformation, and there's no transformation because there's no inspiration. Okay? So where did I learn how to be more inspiring? At Toastmasters. I'm telling you. Okay. Yeah. So Tyler, Pathways is a brand new thing for 2018 and 2019. They're just getting their new groups onto it. It's brand new. So go check it out. Re-engage. Some of you have been there before, a couple of years ago. We'll go back. Toastmasters has evolved. Okay, Daniel says, I was extremely engaged in today's training and my boss came to talk to me. Is there a recording available right after? Yes. Remember, you can catch the recordings on the YouTube channel. So for those of you who are brand new, just a quick reminder, you go to YouTube, go to search, and you're going to search Elevate Renatus. When you search Elevate Renatus, you're going to click up on the top here and subscribe. We got 539 subscribers. Okay, and then here's where all the videos are. So because Abhi is an astute team member, he makes sure all of these get posted. So as soon as he gets that posted, you'll have access to it. And some of you are so new, you should just go back and watch a bunch of these and get caught up with what we've been talking about these last couple months. Instead of waiting for another one tomorrow, you can go watch 2 today. Just capture one of these. Okay. Awesome blossom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have to go hop on the Pat call now. So at the end of the day, remember your life is in your hands and your money is simply a receipt for the value that you've exchanged. So go out there, be more valuable. LaShawn, yes, I did do a training on how to put an order in. It is in the YouTube channel. So just search it there. It'll probably be in February or March, somewhere around there. I'm guessing, not too far back. But go and take a look, and then go get an order in. Okay, rock and roll, everyone. Have a fantastic day. Thanks for being here. Thanks for building for this event and getting more people on. We'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.